What's up, everybody? It's the Bipolar Prophet, and welcome back to Old Ridge Farm in Farming Simulator 15. So, as you can see, we're down here at the animal market. I just sold a load of beef cattle. I have sold all the soybeans. This is now the second time I've tried to record this. The first time I had some technical issues, and it was just way too fumbly, even for me. And I realized that the animals will not eat soybeans. So what that means is the animals are going to be hungry. Well, we can give them other stuff, but they won't have any grain until we get some wheat in the ground, and that gets ready to harvest and all that. So I decided, well, you know what, we'll sell the animals we have. We sold all the soybeans. I didn't really see the need to do that on screen. You guys have seen that. I will sell the rest of the animals on screen. You can see we have $68,761. The animals aren't worth all that much. About 200 and, well, the beef were about $461 a ton, I think. The pigs are somewhere about half that. So we're going to make a little bit of money. And then, of course, we'll have all the groundwork to do. You can see down here on the bottom right of the screen, above the drive control HUD, that I have installed Soil Mod. I have done all the edits to the map that I want to do. I've removed some sheds. I've got rid of the mix station and the feed storage area. I didn't delete anything. I just dragged everything under the map. In Giants Editor, I learned that from David Oldfield watching one of his videos. It's a good idea. Sometimes the map can get weird if you start deleting a bunch of stuff. So it's all still there. You just can't see it. So that's kind of what I wanted to do anyway. So let's go ahead and we'll get this fired up, and we'll head back to the to the pig and beef farm, and we'll grab some more animals. I just sold 20 beef. I think I have 3 left. Those can stay right where they are. And for the rest, we'll sell the pigs. I think I have 23 of those as well. We'll sell another load. This trailer holds 20 of each type of animal, so 20 is enough. We'll leave the other 3, and then we'll probably have to bring them some silage and some earth fruits and some water, because they're out of all of that stuff. I don't have any mixed rations because I got rid of the mix station, and I got rid of the storage silos, which were kind of full of mixed rations, and I kind of forgot about that when I got rid of them. But oh well, One thing we're going to have to buy fairly quickly is a mix wagon. We also have to muck out the pig and beef area, something I completely forgot about until I watched one of Reefy 1952's videos. It's been a while since I've used the pig and beef mod. I think it was Farming Simulator 2013 since the last time I've actually done anything with it. So I forgot they needed to be mucked out, which would explain why every so often I would go over there and check on the manure levels, and there was nothing in the pit. Well, because I hadn't mucked them out. So it's always something, right? I will say that getting these animals out of these pens is not the easiest thing in the world. It's taken me a couple of 3 attempts to get this big old sort of rig back to where they need to go, to where you can actually load them. But I finally figured it out. So we'll see how it goes with the pigs. Hopefully it'll go better. It was definitely a pain in the ass with the beef. So I'll actually show you, since we're going to be driving right by it, I'll show you what I did over here down at the sort of storage area. Again, I didn't delete anything. We'll just jump out and I'll show you, so I don't have to back this trailer back through here again. Like I said, I didn't delete anything. I just dragged everything under the map, so you can't actually see it. So this was where the storage silo was. That's gone. The loading area is gone. The unloading area is gone. Now, the unloading area had a pit, obviously, which I had to, sort of go back in and smooth the terrain a little bit. I think I did okay. It's a little humpy, but it's not bad. Over here were the silage bunkers, which I do not need anymore, so those are gone. Luckily, I dragged them down far enough that it doesn't set off the triggers, so those are gone. There was a wall over here, which I didn't need anymore. That got taken out. Same on this side. There was a wall over here, too, that I didn't need, with some hedges and all that, so that's all gone now, too. Now we've got some nice flat areas to put stuff on if I decide to do that at some point. Really, the reason I did that, as I've mentioned in other episodes, was that I just think it was too much storage for this map, and I just didn't need. I had silage everywhere, and I didn't need it. So that's one problem with this tractor and where the camera is. When you jump back in, it puts the camera sort of right smack on the wall of the livestock trailer, because obviously when whoever modded this didn't reset the camera, so. And when that first happened, I thought my game had crashed. I was like, why can't I see anything? The screen's all black, I actually got pretty nervous, so. Now, I'm not sure which one of these has the most, actually, which has the most pigs in it, but we can find out if we go inside and we get the doors open. And it'll tell us up here on the wall, there'll be a little HUD, a little number that should tell us. This one has 23 in it. Okay, so I guess this is the one we're going to unload from. Let me see if I can get the trailer around the back here, hopefully. See, that's what I mean. That happened, and I was like, what just happened? So, honestly don't know if it matters, to be completely honest, where you take these from. Whether it's sort of a combined thing out of both of them, or whether there's 23 in one and so many in the other one. I don't really know how that works. So we'll just take them out of the one that I know there's a bunch of stuff in. So now, here's the tricky bit, as I've discovered. Although this shouldn't be as bad, because I actually have room to kind of back up to this. So over at the beef farm, there is not very much room to back up. Where the door is, there's a fence, and it really took some sort of, a lot of swearing and a lot of me fumbling around trying to figure out which way I needed to back up. So this shouldn't be too difficult, though. And there we go. I'll open the door, just because I can. Oh. And we will load up our pigs. We'll take these down, we'll sell them, and then we will, I think we're going to have to make some trips down here with various things, earth fruits and probably some silage at the very least, and some water. So, and I'm going to try to make this episode a little bit shorter. No, it holds 23 pigs. Oh, cool. So it holds more pigs than it does beef. I guess that makes sense, because pigs would be, slightly smaller than beef. So, very neat. Okay. Now, can I make a turn here? Whoops. If I go the right direction, it would help to get back out of here again. Let's see. Oop, this is going to be tricky, because he's already dragging the front end on me. Oh, don't get stuck. You know what? We'll just drive through, because I have a feeling I'm going to get stuck, and I don't want to spend a half an hour trying to get out of here. So we'll just hopefully be able to drive through here without getting stuck. Oop, there we go. Come on. Oh, pig is not accepted here. Well, obviously. Oh. They seem like they still have a little bit of straw left. You can see how much manure is in here, because I honestly just forgot to muck them out. So poor pigs, poor beef. They're just covered in muck. You can see they're out of everything now, because they've basically eaten all their food. So I got to get something down here for them to eat. Obviously they'll eat mixed rations first, and then they'll, I believe, go to silage, and then they'll go to grain, and then to the earth fruits. Well, I don't have any grain for them anyway, and I don't have any mixed rations at the moment, although I do have silage. I've got plenty of hay. I've got a little bit of straw left. I suppose we could probably, then I'd have to buy a mix wagon. I don't know. I may wait on that. Although we do need a mix wagon. So, yeah, you know what we'll do? We'll do this. We will, and I have silage bales at the dairy farm. And I have silage bales in a field that I have to pick up as well at some point. But I'll do that off screen, because we all know what a nightmare that's going to be. So maybe that's what we'll do. We'll take these down, we'll sell them, and then we will pick up a mix wagon, because we're going to need one now, and we'll make some mixed rations for the animals. We'll give them that. We'll give them some water. The dairy cows are going to need stuff too, I'm sure. I'm sure they're out of mixed rations and water and whatnot. So, and then we need to get going on the groundwork as quickly as possible, because I need to get wheat in the ground so I can get some straw. Now, the soil mod is going to take a cycle, I would imagine. I would imagine probably this particular cycle, we'll do all the groundwork, and then we'll get some stuff planted. Probably after the next harvest soil mod, we'll have a chance to initialize and kick in and everything else. And then it'll be, a daily sort of monitoring thing to keep up with what's going on with the soil. So I don't know that for certain, but that seems to be the way it wants to go. So yeah. This is a little tricky too. If I'm going to be, we're inside a pig. This is a little tricky to make this turn. So without taking out the fence, without scraping a trailer on the side of the wall over here. So, because it is a rented trailer, and I don't want to mess it up too bad. So I didn't buy it simply for the fact that I knew we were going to need other stuff. So now One thing about this tractor, it's got a really good lock, but unfortunately, where it connects to trailers is not awesome as far as the pivot goes, so sometimes it can be a little bit of a handful, but we made it, so that's cool. We'll just pull up here, and we'll open the back door. Just because I like the back door, it's got all the animations and everything. It's really neat, you know, as you would expect from OEB. So, and we will unload. Is Q, is it? Yep, So this is, you know, this will put us over $70,000. So plenty of money to buy a mixed wagon. Only going to buy a small one. Don't need a really big one, you know. So we've sold our first load of animals, which is nice. You know, it's cool to finally get that done. 75? Not quite 75. Almost 75. Not too bad, all in all. Oh. Okay, so now we can... Actually, you know what? We can just send this back right now because there's no point in bringing it back to the store anyway because it doesn't work that way. So we will just disconnect it and send it back to the shop. Oh, return our rental as soon as I find it. There it is. You know, it's only $9,000. I should have just bought it, I guess. Well, that's fine. Okay, that's returned, and we might as well pick up a mixed wagon too, I guess, while we are here. We'll get that going. We'll buy this one. $39,000. Jeez, these things are so expensive. Oh, well, we need it, so let's buy it. And then we'll go pick that up. Back and back. Okay, very good. My tractor's jittering. That's just my dead zones, you know. Having a little bit of a hard time trying to get the dead zones just so. You know, still working on it a little bit, so. One thing about, you know, the steering wheel and pedal combination, the steering wheel is, you know, as I've said a million times, old and wearing out, and, you know, it still works though. You know, I haven't had a chance to take it apart and see what actually broke in it, you know. I'm pretty sure something did because it made an awful noise, and you know, the steering kind of got real light. It does still work though, you know, with my force feedback games and whatnot, so it couldn't have been too much of a disaster, but the pedals are really, really sensitive, so you know, trying to find the dead zone, you know, balance between the game and then the software for the pedals themselves is getting to be a little tricky, but it's not awful. So all right, we'll go over here. We'll pick up our mixed wagon. We'll bring it up to the dairy farm after I drive over the curb. And we got to get our skid steer down there too. Trying to decide if I want to pick up maybe a manure fork for it, or if I just want to do it with a shovel. I do need to get the adapter so I can use my front loader tools, because I just don't want to have to buy a whole bunch more stuff when I don't really need to, when I already own it. So now I don't know how this is going to hook up, if it's even going to hook up, to be honest. It should, but it'll probably not look ideal. Yeah, that's what I figured. This tractor is not particularly well detailed in the respect that it doesn't. I don't think it physically shows a high hitch. No, it doesn't. It just sort of sticks it where a high hitch would be, which is unfortunate, but okay. I would imagine eventually all these tractors will probably go away and be replaced by different ones anyway. But for right now, they do exactly what I need them to do, so I'm pretty happy with it. All right, let's go make some mixed rations. Now, in order to make... Well, no, we can... I forgot I have the front loader for this down at the dairy farm anyway, so we'll just use that for now. Because probably the skid steer is going to live at the dairy farm anyway. That'll probably be where it sees its most use, except for when it's time to muck out the pigs and stuff. So the other thing I was kind of thinking about doing was making this sort of the like pig and beef kind of, you know, tractor with the front loader. But I'm not sure. I haven't, you know, again, those are all things I'm going to think about as we go along here. I want to thank everybody for all the great comments you guys gave me on the last episode. You know, when I was asking for, you know, if there was anything about, you know, the way I make videos or the videos in general that you would like to see changed. Everybody was real nice, and I'm glad you guys like what I do. You know, it really means a lot to me that you like, you know, my work. You know, it's a big deal to me. You know, I enjoy making videos, and I do enjoy making videos the way that I make them. You know what I mean? Maybe that's a little arrogant, perhaps, but now the only problem with this is, well, it's not really going to be a problem because I know what needs to go in it. So I was going to say I won't be able to see the actual ratios, but that's not a big deal. If I put one of each bale in there, that'll be enough. So, and I'll have to move that Fortuna at some point. So, got a lot of manure down here, which is nice. Now, I don't think my bale forks are down here, so I'm gonna have to use this foolish grab thing. I actually had this down here because I was thinking about going to get the bales that were in the field, and then I realized, you know what, that's such a nightmare that I just don't want to do it. So I will do it eventually, obviously, but I just didn't want to do it today. So now let's see if I can get into this thing and get it hooked up. There we go. Nope, easy, and not fly through space. And grab that. Very good. And now we can go grab some bales. We'll grab a silage bale and a straw bale from here. And then we'll have to go up and get a hay bale up at the beef farm. So these foolish things. You know, I know they're really realistic, but they're not the easiest things to use. So hopefully I'll have a bit better luck with them this time. You know, now this is a case where I wouldn't mind spiking these bales because it's not really going to matter in the long run, you know, because they're just going to go in a mix wagon anyway. Oops, I'm going to need to reset that for a moment, though. Okay, there we go. Well, at least we have it, so that's good. Now, if I do not drive into the conveyors, silly. If I paid attention, I'd probably be doing a lot better. Up and turn around. Try not to smash into our brand new mix wagon here. No, I want you to go in the thing, not outside of it. There we go. Very good. I was making some mixed ratchets on Bjornholm the other day, and for some reason, every bale I tried to put in a mix wagon ended up falling out. So that's what happens when you just try to do stuff too fast, you know. Because I'm like, oh, I need to get this done, and I need to do other things, and I should know better for myself. You know, I should know that when I get really sort of, you know, like, okay, everything's got to be done, you know, full speed and all that. I should know things don't work well that way, and I should just cut it out. But this is not the most ideal grab of this bale, but it will work as long as I don't bring down the rest of the stack. Very good. Now, look behind you. How are you backing up without looking behind you? I don't think I'm going to make the turn. It's got a maybe. It's got a good lock. When there's nothing hooked to this thing's got an awesome lock. You know, like I said, it's just more the pivot, where the pivot is on the drawbar and stuff, that kind of causes it to get a little weird. So, and that's the straw. Okay. Now we can just go ahead and we'll have to grab a hay bale from the beef farm. Now I need to close these first of all, then I need to get them up. I don't know how you would actually drive down the road with these. I'm going to do it this way just because that's the way it seems like it should be. So you certainly wouldn't want these going through the back window of your car. Just in the chance of an accident. So okay. Yep. Now obviously the ratios aren't right, but that's because I haven't put a hay bale in it yet. As soon as I put a hay bale in it, it should straighten right out. That's one good thing about the bales, or at least the in-game bales, all being the same sort of, you know, with maybe the exception of the silage with the bale extension, just because the silage changes as it ferments. But that's one good thing about it, about the bales being kind of a uniform size. It makes it a lot easier to get your ratios right, you know. That's one reason why I like making silage bales as opposed to just using silage, because sometimes it's hard to get the ratios right. You know, it's 4,000 of each. You know, and it makes the right ratio of mixed rations. So, you know, we're going to have to start using the bulk silage because I have a pit of it there. So, you know, getting rid of all the other pits, I think will help us in the long run in the sense that we'll go through it quicker, and we will have to do it more often. Because I enjoy doing silage, but with as many pits as that are on this map, you could do one big silage harvest and then really not have to do it again for maybe the rest of the time you played on the map. So for a video series, that's not ideal. So I'd like to be able to do silage more than once a series. So and I had a little bit of a struggle with myself, and I was thinking about, when I was in Giants Editor, and I'm like, oh, you know what, all these trees could go. If all these trees went, everything would be a lot easier, but I resisted the urge. I did not move a single tree, so for the simple fact that, as I've said before, once you start doing a lot of that kind of stuff, it changes the map. And the reason I downloaded this map is because of the way the map is, because I like it so much, I didn't want to wholesale change it to where it wasn't the same map anymore. So our trees are probably getting full of fruit, probably another day and they'll be 100%. So we'll have to come down here probably in the next episode when we start all the groundwork to harvest all those, bring them over to the store. So okay, the hay is over here, so it would make more sense if I went in this way. Now, this hay is stacked in here pretty good. I did a fairly good job of stacking this hay up, I think. Hopefully I don't make a massive mess of it trying to pull one hay bale out. Oh, hay is one thing we don't have any shortage of. Oh, good, there's some. I'm going to pull this way up out of the way over here. I will leave this over here. Hay is something we do not have a shortage of, so. All right, disconnect that for now, and then we will turn around and grab. Hopefully we can make this turn. Nice and slow. Don't take out the fence pieces. Very good. Okay, cool. Yeah, all this hay is still from the 1,500 subscriber special, so which is pretty cool, when you think about it. That's how much grass was up on that big meadow. So, and I did manage to get all the bales out of the river too, by the way, in case anybody was curious about that. Because of the way the water plane works in this map. I could basically drive in there and grab them, so that was pretty cool. I didn't lose any, and there's no bales, rotting away in the river, so. Oh, how am I going to do this? I can't open it up a little bit more. Okay. I always forget that this opens up a little further than I think it does. Oh, they're getting real twitchy. What's going on? What's going on? I don't like this at all. Can I grab this enough to just back up with it a little bit and get a better grab on it? Come on. Nope. I guess not. Oh, this is where I wish I had a spike. Because a spike would make this far easier. But I just didn't want to run all the way back to the main farm to grab the spike. I should be able to grab this now, I think. Come on. Come on. Yep. Easy. Easy. Well, they were neat. They're not so much anymore. But I guess if I get away from them, they'll be okay. Oh. Okay. We'll get this in here. And this should make enough to feed them all, because as we know, it doesn't take very much, so. And mixed rations we have. Very good. Did those end up falling down? No. They're a little precarious, but they're not awful. So I should probably check, actually, the quality of this stuff. It should be okay. It is undercover, more or less. So, oh yeah, still 4. Yep, A+. Very good. And they've been here for quite a while, so I wouldn't think they're going to get a whole lot worse. All right, we will turn this back down now. Lower that. Whoops, not that far. Close it up. We turn it a little bit more. There we go. And we'll go feed our animals. Oh, those cows, though. You can tell they're hungry. They're all mooing and making a lot of noise, so. And we'll have to get them some water. And again, I don't want to make this a massively long episode like the last one, so we'll probably finish this. Finish feeding off the animals down here. I'll feed the dairy cattle off screen, just because you guys have seen me do that a whole bunch of times. And then in the next episode, I'll start the groundwork, and we'll come down here and muck these animals out, because they're definitely going to need to be mucked out. That's probably another reason why they're lowing so much, because they're probably mad at me. They're like, "Hey, are you going to clean our shit up or what?" Okay. We'll go ahead and unload Load that. Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured it wasn't going to take very much. So that's cool. Go around to the other one. Give that one some. Give the pig some. And we'll call this an episode. You know, and again, I know this wasn't a massively, action-packed episode, but, you know, it's more stuff that needs to be done. At least we got the harvest done. I got my edits done. That I wanted to get done. The soil mod is installed, so now we can start having some fun with that. So, okay. Yeah, like I said, we're going to have plenty of this, so that's not going to be an issue. Well, we bought another piece of equipment, which is cool, a piece of equipment we needed. You know, technically, I could have saved myself some money by keeping the mix station, right? But I don't know. I just think the mix station, although it's a great idea and it's cool that it's on the map, I'm sure it was put on the map because, because of the amount of animals on this map. But I don't know. I like a mix wagon better, I think. I think it fits, as I've said, my idea of what this map, is to me better. So there we go. And we're going to have plenty of this left over. Might as well bring it up to the dairy cows, too, I think. So I was kind of tempted to leave this down here, but I think I'll probably leave it up at the dairy cows. So kind of took a weird angle on this. Hope I don't hook the mix wagon on the door. That's what I don't want to do. Okay. There we go. And there we go. Very good. Yep, plenty left. Plenty left. So, very good. That's all those animals filled. I've decided sort of just for now that I'm not going to start the lambs. Just because there's some other stuff I want to do first. So, I think it'll make more sense to not do the lambs just yet anyway. So, if we get to them eventually, that'd be cool. If we don't, not really a big deal. So, all right, we'll run this up to the dairy cow. So much for not making this a long episode. It's already 27 minutes. It'll probably be closer to 40 by the time we're done, because I do have to get water for all the animals and whatnot. So, there will be an episode of just general sort of cleanup coming up at some point. I decided I was going to do it all off screen, but I decided just now actually that what. Martin Garner had left me a great comment on the last Old Ridge episode about, well, why don't you try a series where you learn how to do stuff, you know what I mean? And I got thinking about that, and it's a really good idea. But in lieu of doing a whole series, or maybe, until I do a whole series like that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this whole bale on a trailer thing another try. And I sort of have a secret weapon for that, maybe. We'll see. Not so much in the trailer, but in the way that I pick up the bales. So we'll see if that becomes a thing or not. But we have bales sitting in a field, over by the storage yard. We have a bale sitting in a field over here. They all have to be cleaned up. There's some trees and stuff, branches and whatnot that needs to be cleaned up. Before the council here in Old Ridge gets on us about it. So probably after all the groundwork is done and everything and a new crop is in the ground, we'll get on to that, I guess. And that'll be some fun. You guys can watch me fumble around trying to put bales on a trailer again. Although this time I think I might be able to actually do it. We'll see. And I'm not giving a secret away either. You guys will have to wait for that episode to see how it goes. Now, the only thing about coming over here is I got to move the Fortuna. The Fortuna is in the way. Actually, those bales are in the meadow behind the beef cattle farm. I just remembered. But okay, either way, either or, doesn't really matter. This camera, though. I suppose I could go into Giants Editor and change it if I really wanted to, but, more work, right? More work. More stuff. Now, I don't want to back the mix wagon into the manure pit. Let's not do that. So let's just put it right there for now. And then we'll go grab the Fortuna. which I was using for mixed rations, but now that I don't have any more bulk mixed rations, because I not deleted, but moved the storage area when it was pretty much full of mixed rations. So, you know what, though, I don't mind that at all. It just gives me an excuse to use a mixed wagon, to buy a mixed wagon, to get quicker, sort of to what I see as my ideal sort of setup for this map. So now I got to make a decision about where I want to put this Fortuna. Do I want to leave this down here? I think I do, for the simple fact that I'm probably going to use it for silage. I think it'd be okay to use it for mixed rations and silage. I don't think that's going to be violating any sort of major health rules or anything for the animals. So now, can I get this backed up is the question. Drive partway up that ramp. Now, one thing that I don't think anybody thought about was using the same conveyor for manure and for, say, silage or whatever. But you know what? I'm going to do that because, well, it just seems silly to have two conveyors down here. So we'll just say we really clean it off good in between, I guess. Whoops. No, forward. Forward, silly. Okay. We'll get this and get the cows some mixed rations. See if they need some straw. Then we'll get some water. And, again, this is going to be another one of those episodes. I try to keep them short, but it just takes a certain amount of time to do all this stuff, so. Okay, now the fun part. It's always a little tricky to get in here. I could, you know what? I don't know why I don't do this. I could just drive in there and then just turn around the field behind it. Try not to get the mixed wagon in the manure pit, though. That would be bad. Because I'm pretty sure that gate opens on the other side. So we'll just drive through here, and then we'll look at the cow. Hey, I know what's in that thing. That's awesome. And they will easily take all of this. Oh, easily take all of this. Yep. Okay, gate. Are you going to open? No? Nope. Oh, damn it. I really thought that gate opened for some reason. Okay. Well, looks like we're backing out. All right. You know what? In fact, let's take a look at how we're doing here with these guys. Let's see. Sheep, no. Cows. Let's see. Mixed rations. Yep. They have a little bit of water left and a little bit of straw. Probably wouldn't hurt to bring a straw bale over here, too, I guess. And obviously, we're going to need some water. And we're going to need more cows. We only have 10 cows at the moment. But for right now, that's okay. We're down to $35,000. I don't want to spend so much money that, we're broke again, so. I should start moving stuff around the farms, though, because, I don't need the water tank up at the main farm. I don't know why I leave it up there. Probably just because that's closest to the water, I guess. But I don't need it up there, so I don't know why I leave it up there. I'm going to say that parking this next to the manure pit is okay, though. Wouldn't want to park it in it, obviously, but parking it next to it should be okay. Okay. That's taken care of. Now, let's go grab a straw bale and give them that just to hold them over. Got to go easy with the straw, though I don't have very much left at all. Oh, and my favorite thing in the world, trying to grab one of these off the top of the stack with this. I need to get the bale forks down here, too. I don't know why I have them at the main farm. I definitely don't need the bale forks at the main farm for any reason. Oh, this is not going to be pretty. This is not going to be pretty. If I can just grab the bale. Okay. I'll take it. I'm going to knock this other stack over. You can bet it. You can guarantee it. No? Whew. Wow. If anything, I actually made it neater. Maybe that was farming. Maybe that was the game taking a little pity on me going, all right, you're an idiot. Let's, here, I'm going to make your life easier. I'm going to adjust the physics of the world so that, you look like less of an idiot. just so I can physically get to the bale to shred it. Whoops, spread bale. There we go. There you go, ladies. Enjoy. I'll go get you some water right now. So we'll back out of here. Probably drop the front loader forks off again. All right, you know what? Now we'll leave the front loader on it. We'll just take the bale grab off. Just because the less I see this thing, the happier. And I'm gonna have to remember to bring the bale forks, the actual forks down here. So. All right, let's go get the water tank. Watch what you're doing. Go back to the main farm. Grab the water tank, bring water around to all the animals. Filling that thing up once should be enough to take care of all the animals. They don't take very much, you know. So plus we sold most of the the breeding animals, so there's only a few left down there. So till they get going again. Boy, it does not take long to spend a lot of money, does it? I mean, we had a decent amount of money, and now we're sort of back where we started again, but at least we're not down into the negatives, and we're not down to $800-900. So we have a little bit of money to survive on now. I say this a lot, and I do mean it. I really appreciate all your comments and everything. Oh yeah, you can see here that this silage pit is now gone. No need for this to be here, so I got rid of it. And the cool thing is now is I can drive right through here. So, and we have a little bit of a meadow here too, in case I should need it. All the sheds that were over here are gone now, along with the gas pump, the gas tank. Because I don't know why this farm had two gas tanks, in such close proximity to each other. Obviously, this area over here was probably set up more as a, contractor yard maybe, which is really cool, But I just didn't need it. So, oh yes, the IH is still sitting over here from when I was using Courseplay to sell the soybeans. They ended up going to the farm shop for... nope. That's my own fault for being too lazy to get out and move the IH. They ended up going to the farm shop for about $790-something a ton, which wasn't awful. Could have been worse, I guess. So, I didn't make us a ton of money, but we did okay. So, which way is this facing? This is facing this way, so I need to back up. And I need to watch where I'm going. I didn't really do anything on this side of the farm just because I didn't need to. This side of the farm is pretty well set up the way it is. I would imagine we're going to use, we do use most of these sheds now, so I don't think we're going to, I didn't see the point in really messing with it. Oh, I did get rid of the Clayson, just because, the council was kind of complaining about us having that big greasy thing, just sitting there rusting away. They were worried about groundwater contamination and things like that, and I can certainly understand that. So I decided it was time for that to go away. As I've said, they've also asked us not to drive this into the lake anymore and fill it up. Again, worried about water contamination, and it's just not very sightly. It's kind of ugly. People down there enjoying the lake, on the beach or out on their boats or whatever, and then they see a big tractor show up and back a big water tanker into the water. Not really the image they're looking for. So we've gone back to sort of using just sort of available water. Until I can get somebody in to build me, drill me a well and build me a couple of tanks and a pump system, and that will be coming very soon. So, water's expensive, unfortunately, but okay, there's not a whole lot I can do about that. So, boy, I almost like the way fields look after they've been harvested, especially with chopped straw, than I do when they're ready to be harvested. I mean, that's pretty as well, but I just think the chopped straw on the fields just looks awesome. So, obviously, all that will be getting turned in. We're going to start that in the next episode. So, And then I'll finally get to use my skid steer for something besides moving logs. I'll get course play or hired worker or something like that, working on the groundwork here on these fields, and then we will go down with the skid steer and muck out the pigs and the beef. Yay! So that should be fun. Get to use our skid steer, get to do something different with it, which will be really cool, I think. So yeah, I would say the farm is kind of humming along now. I think everything's working pretty well the way it's supposed to be working. So I'm pretty happy. 27 episodes now in. And we just basically went through one complete cycle of this map. So, with still a few things left to do now that we've added soil mod, that'll be another however many episodes. Again, I never put a number on how many episodes I'm going to make before I start making them. So, we'll see. We'll see how many it turns out to be, I guess. To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if this went, 40, 45 episodes before I was like, okay, time to move on. I'm always on the lookout for new maps, Obviously, Amagawa is going to be a fairly long series as well, and then whatever comes after that, whatever, either this one or, whichever one of these series ends first, Amagawa or this one, we'll move to a different map, I'm always on the lookout for maps, checking maps out and seeing if this could be the next thing, so. Okay, since we're on this side of the map, might as well. Oh, no, I don't want to turn down there because that makes too much of an angle, so. Jump out here. And full. It doesn't take very long to fill it up, that's for sure. We'll go back around here and fill up the one in the back. Do the beef, and that will be that. I don't have any grain to bring them anyway, so I don't know if I'm going to bring them silage and stuff. I might, I guess. Probably wouldn't hurt. Throw some silage in the mixed wagon and bring it down here, since we have it. No. Is this tractor? Yep. This tractor doesn't have any trouble making that turn. The IH does. All right. Very cool. So, let's see. We have finished the harvest. We've sold off all the grain, sold off all our animals, refed the animals mostly. They still need some stuff, obviously. Given them some water. We've given the dairy cows mixed rations and straw. I might as well bring this. We'll bring the rest of the water up to them because they'll definitely take it. So it's funny how the dairy cattle take so much more stuff than the breeding animals do. The breeding animals take a tiny little bit of stuff, whereas now obviously if I would have let those breeding animals probably build up, until there's 50, 60, 70, 80 of each of them there, I'm sure they would take a lot more stuff. But it just seems like the dairy cattle take a lot more, product than the breeding animals do. I mean, we didn't even use 2,000 liters of water for, Oh, well, you know why? You big idiot. Because I didn't go over to the beef farm. I filled up the pigs and then drove out and headed straight to the dairy. Oh, the poor beef cattle. They get the shaft every time. Well, I'll do that off screen too. Oh. Gee, some farmer I am, huh? I'm glad I remembered. I mean, I would definitely have the humane society after me. You don't muck out your animals, you barely feed them, you forget to give them water, you're a lousy animal farmer. No arguments there. Obviously, if this was real life, I would take much better care of them. So, because I like farm animals, I really do. I always have. Ever since my first experience with dairy cows, when I was a teenager, working up on the apple orchard story I've told 100 times, I sort of made an affinity, a bond with dairy cows. I really enjoy being around them. I enjoy working with them, so. Should have been a dairy farmer, I guess, but that just wasn't in the cards for me, so I'm glad I got to do it for as long as I did. Plus, this episode's going on 45 minutes. If I drove all the way back down there again, we're looking at, close to another hour. And I'm not going to put you guys through that. So we will just fill this up, and I will call this an episode, and then I will go back and give the poor beef cattle some water off screen. So, and there we go. This, I would imagine, will take all of this. It usually does. So this trough holds a lot too, because it barely shows up. Oh, it didn't quite take it all. Not quite all, but some of it. You can see it just shows up a little bit in the middle. This thing holds a lot of water. So I'm just going to get off the trigger. I think. Nope, I'm going to catch a tree. Is that going to be any better? Power! Yep. I said a Jeremy Clarkson my way out of there. So there you go, guys. Go ahead and shut this off. Turn this off. There you go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's a little bit shorter than the last one. As always, thank you so much for all the comments and all the support and all the nice words, all the great feedback you guys leave me. It's so cool. It means so much to me. I'm so glad you guys are all part of the channel. If you're new to the channel and you just stopped by, consider giving a like and subscribing. It means a lot to me. It really helps me out. And it allows more people to kind of find out what's going on over here at Bipolar Prophet Gaming. Remember, it's not just my channel, it's yours too. We're a community, and I mean that. Thank you so much, guys. And as always, thank you for making me a part of your YouTube day. And this is the Bipolar Prophet saying, see you later.